Hello there. This is just another video about the mod I'm using in my other videos and playthroughs, so I'll try to explain here what it is and how it works. The mod provides us the single-player experience for the well-known MMO, World of Warcraft. This is basically a fun mod, you could say a tribute to the game, which allows you to play it completely offline and by yourself only. But this does not mean that the game is played solo. Quite the opposite. You play in group almost all the time. The mod changes the way how the game treats your alternative characters. In the original WoW, you could create up to 10 characters in your account, and you play the game with one of them one at a time. But here, if you log in as one character, all others will be in the game world too. They will be controlled by the computer, and you could interact with them as they were other players. You could take them into your group, make them go with you. They will fight the enemies, loot items, do the quests, etc. The mod provides you some user interface to control them. You could do some micromanagement if you want this level of control. Or you could just leave everything to the AI. So you could play and level up more than one character simultaneously, and play the whole game with them instead of the other players. So that is the single player experience. But what about the dungeons? Do we need to level up at least 5 characters per account and play the game multiple times? Of course not. Although you do create 5 characters, or even more, you can still play the game with 1 or in group of 2 or maybe 3 characters. And all the experience, gold, reputation and other things that you get while playing is also received by the others. You can call them reserve characters. So all your party will be roughly at the same level all the time. You just need to visit them in the city sometimes, do inventory management, learn some skills, allocate talents, do professions, etc. And they are ready to do a dungeon or even raid with you. You could even switch the characters you play anytime you want. For example, you're playing a mage and a priest and got bored with them. You log off and continue with other 2 characters from the same point or left over with the previous group. And the mentioned priest will continue leveling up in your reserve until you return to them or go to the dungeon. But why should you care about this playstyle? Imagine you do a dungeon, a group of random people, and a good item drops. Your character cannot use it, so you play nice and pass the item to other guy or girl in your party. But do you really care about them? If they are really random, you're likely that you'll never meet them again. Unless you're playing with friends or have a guild that is always plays with you, that could happen. Or even worse, your character can use the item. You roll for it and you lose. What a disappointment. But here, every item will be useful. And if you give it to other members of your group, you give it to yourself efficiently, as all the characters are yours. And the next time you play, or go to the next dungeon, you will use the same group. This will give you the strong feeling of not only leveling your character, but the whole group. You could say that you always get the feeling of playing on the first server, which is actually the best experience to play WoW. But what about the world? Is it going to be empty? Of course not. The mod populates the world with thousands of random characters you will meet here and there sometimes. They will do their stuff, killing enemies, gathering items, etc. You could interact with them the same way you do with your party, trade items for gold, do some tasks. They will even advertise it into the mail system, make use of the auction house, etc. You could even create only one character and use the help of others for tough quests in the dungeons. This is completely viable. But in my opinion, playing the game with a consistent party will still be superior due to stronger feel of progression of the game. Anyway, why do you usually like hearing other players in MMOs nowadays? Let us be honest. You'll just like to see that they're there doing their stuff, so the world is not empty. You'll rarely want to talk to them. Most people play the game completely solo all the time. And the same works here. The randoms are just a decoration, but you know you could use them sometimes, and that's it. Anyway, they will help you in raids later on, when you need a lot of people. Just make sure you choose the best ones, probably taking a look and inspecting some while you're leveling. You could add them to your friend list for later use. So generally, this is a quick summary of what the gameplay with the mod looks like. You can watch my other videos. I record a complete playthrough of the game, so you'll get the better review of the mod there and how it plays. The mod can be downloaded and run on your computer completely offline. I'll include the link to the description to the community channel. You could ask some questions and get help if needed. The mod itself is still in the development process, but it's quite stable. You could expect some bugs, but nothing game-breaking. I've recorded more than 40 hours from now and never run into any issue, so you got the point. Alright, this is all I wanted to talk about for now. If you're interested, click the like button and subscribe to the channel for the next videos. Thank you for watching.